Hi and a warm welcome back to the garden. In this video I'm going to be showing you what we're doing with this perennial border, this second perennial border along this side as part of our garden makeover. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that we've just completed one border of our garden makeover, and that is the border which is just here to my right. It is a lot wider than this smaller border, but it does have the same length, so there is a lot of planting potential for this border. We've tried to get as many plants in as possible that we enjoy to grow in this new border, and try to get it so that it flowers from the springtime through the summer and also into the autumn. So I'm going to go through some of the plant choices that we've got. Firstly, we have the Hakonechloa. Now remember I said that I wanted this to be almost as if the path is going through this clump of Hakonechloa. So we've got another 3 clumps there to mimic the 3 on the other side. We have a few foxgloves there. So these are biennials, but they will just drop their seeds this year. The new seeds will germinate and grow new plants, hopefully for flowering next year. We have the Persicaria amplexicaulis Firetail. So these are plants which we did divisions of our main plants in our border behind where the camera is, and these are growing really sturdy now. We've given them lots of room to grow because they grow quite tall and quite large, so lots of room for them to get. The next one at the front here is Brunnera, and this one is Alexander's Great. Has these lovely forget-me-not flowers during the springtime, and then that's followed by a lovely cushion of beautiful foliage with that marble effect that give it an extra dimension of interest. Going further along, we have the Aster, which is a variety called Calliope. So that's a lovely blue colour, grows quite tall, and that will create a nice clump flowering towards the end of summer into autumn. In the front bit we have the beautiful Astrantia, and this particular one is called Roma. So that's a lovely pink. Moving further along we have the lovely trustworthy Alchemilla mollis. That's going to have a nice clump there. These again are divisions of plants that we had in our other border, and they're growing nice. They're going to cascade nicely over this lovely stone work of the path edge. Some recent additions is this lovely Thalictrum, and this one is a variety called Black Stockings because of this lovely, very dark stem. Lovely pink flowers that are lovely and open, so they're beautiful. Moving along we have Persicaria, which is Persicaria affinis, and this one is Superba. Lovely low growing, has this lovely mat of foliage and these lovely flowers which will be produced all the way through the summertime. Behind that we have the very tall Helianthus, which is Lemon Queen. That's a perennial sunflower, so that will grow quite tall. Next to that we have the Liatris spicata. These are the ones that have been growing in the container since last year. We're going to get them out into the border and hopefully allow them to grow and self-sow around that area there. There's already some self-sown seedlings within the pot, so they'll be going out with the plants. Towards the front part we have some geranium brookside, so a lovely blue geranium here, and this again, this will repeat flower once it's finished its first flush. We can chop that right back, it will produce some nice new leaves and some more flowers throughout the summertime. Towards the back behind that we have the eryngium called Neptune's Gold, and this has this lovely golden yellow foliage, and as the flowers start to emerge they start off a lovely bright golden and then they change into a lovely blue. So that is such a spectacular plant and well worth growing. Back to the front we have this lovely Tiarella. So this one is one called Pink Skyrocket, and this, you can't help but want to have the fragrance of this. It's such a lovely smell. So that's going to create a nice mound of this frothy, lovely, almost pinky white spires, and that will go on flowering throughout the summer. We have at the back there, we have the Aster Little Carlo, and we have given some of the plants a bit of a chop. So the Chelsea chop, we've give these a bit of a chop, so that includes the Aster Little Carlo and the Helianthus, just to try and reduce the need for staking and reduce that height. Moving along, we have this lovely sedum. This is a new one. This one we've not grown before. This one's called Carl. Lovely pink variety. And this is a green leaf sedum. It's not like the Matrona with the darker leaf. This is more the traditional kind of green colour. So that's going to grow lovely along the side and around where the decking will kind of, the corner of the decking is going to be. Have some lovely purple lobelia. This one's had spent purple. Lovely spires of purple lobelia flowers. That's going to look beautiful there. And then just towards the back, we have the Centranthus ruber. So that'll grow into a nice clump. There's a few plants there. These are all self-sown seedlings that have been able to catch around the garden and pot up. So they're going to grow there and produce a good mound, and that'll flower all the way through the summer too. So the pond is going to be constructed beyond this part, and then we'll have the decking continuing out here. So there's still a lot of work to do, but for the time being, I did place these plants out a couple of days ago, and I've been taking things in, taking things out. It has been a lot more difficult than the other border for me to do, because I'm trying to get the plants that I really want in, and there are some that I'm just not able to fit in at the moment. So they'll probably end up going around the pond area. But it has been more difficult just because I'm trying to choose the best and also get those associations right, the colour combinations right, and making sure there are pockets of colour and flowers and interest throughout the whole of the year. But all we need to do now is get on with planting. So that is all of the plants planted. They're in the ground. I've given it a really thorough watering, and I will continue to water this during dry spells, because the last thing we want is, now that those plants are in the ground, is for them to dry out. We need to get them established. So I'll continue to water it for probably about 2 weeks, unless we get a good amount of rain. So they're in the ground. All we now need to do is just wait and just enjoy. In terms of feeding, we've done exactly the same thing we did with the other border, and that is we've used some of the granular feed, and that is just the Grow More, and that just provides all the nutrition these plants will need to give them a really good start. I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching the video. I do hope you're finding this transformation enjoyable to watch and informative as well. We are still in the process of completing the makeover. There is still the pond and the decking to finish now, but we are getting closer to getting it all done, which is something we've been looking forward to. So both sides now of this path are planted, and now it's just a case of watching and enjoying. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you have any comments, please drop those in the comments box below the video. I will provide a plant list in the description as well, so you can have a look at the plants that are going to be in this border. We will see you very, very soon on the next video. In the meantime, please do take care and happy gardening.